On the right are the mountain cliffs. On the left are the remains of ancient Roman walls through which there are holes, through which other cars have fallen, all the way 2,000 feet below. And he has several hundred miles to drive to get to Italy. Now, it didn't take long for us to realize just how dangerous this all was. It was unexpected. It was ghastly. Because you couldn't see who might be coming around the corner ahead. Because French drivers are French drivers. And yeah, you might survive a collision, but who knows? So what you do is like you're looking over the left and you see nothing but Mediterranean. You're looking to the right, you see nothing but cliff. And this goes on for like hours. I mean, hours. And Dad is driving. And you can see the focus he must have had as a pilot. Because every particle of his being is focused on getting us through this particular gauntlet. And at this point I connected with my dad in a way I probably never had before. It's like I could feel what was going through his arms as he was holding onto the steering wheel. I could sense every fear that he had, even his fear for us. And my mother is in the passenger seat, and she is, what is she? She is our mother. She is his wife. She is implacable. She is not yammering at him. She's not doing any of the things that you see in the movies. She is just there for him. Can you imagine that? Have you seen that in your life? When your mother is just like there for your father. I mean, she was there for him more than she was there for us even. And that's what we wanted from her. It's like she is feeding him strength. Because after everything he went through in World War II, this has to be like an incredibly unexpected experience. So we roll on and we go around the corner. We never know if there's somebody coming around the other side. And we go down and we go down and we go down. It's like, and my sister and I are like, what are we in the back seat? We are frozen, I guess. We know that we depend on everything he is doing right now. And we trust him absolutely. But it is still incredibly scary to look out the left-hand window and see nothing but the Mediterranean. And not knowing what crazy man is going to come around the corner. And they did. They did. They came around the corner. They passed us. So we had... there's no way to like break it down into like moment by moment stuff. It's not like Sterling Moss's Mille Miglia, although it was, of course. But I mean, he had an official biographer and historian sitting beside him, like who's going to write it all up later. I can't tell you every quarter we passed. I can't tell you everything we did. It was It was the most terrifying time in my life. And this is going to become more real to you when I tell you about what happens that's even supposedly more terrifying later. Um, and we finally arrived. We we got there, and there was Nice below us, and we couldn't stop. We didn't have reservations there, so we went on and on, and we arrived at a place called Menton, which it turns out was like one of the hottest jet set spots in France at the day. And we found a little hotel, and we signed in, and my mother actually had to pry my father's hands off the wheel. That's how hard it was. So we get into this, not cushy, it was like a lovely little hotel room in Menton. And they had a beautiful beach, which had like these, silver dollar sized pebbles. And we went and we sat on the beach. We were all glad to be alive. And then that night we went to the little cabaret that our hotel in Menton had. And you could call it like post-traumatic romance, which hasn't been identified officially as a syndrome, thankfully. And we're sitting in this like 20 by 30 cabaret room, dark, and this young woman comes on, and she starts singing. And I forgot to tell you that way back in Paris, we had also acquired an album called Piaf of Paris, in which I had fallen in love with the voice of Edith Piaf. And all of a sudden, there is this young woman who starts singing Piaf songs in this little cabaret in Menton with candles burning in the dark. And she's also small, like the little sparrow was. And she was singing Piaf songs.